Toontown Rewritten, a remake of the original game Toontown Online by Disney. For some, it's a good taste of nostalgia, while for others, it is a disappointment. On the one hand, it gives the fans the classic game that we fell in love with in the first place. On the other hand, it leaves fans wishing that the games were more updated. So how do we interpret the quality of the game? To begin with, Toontown Rewritten is instantly an improvement to the original, as the whole game is free, and you don't need to pay money in order to play it. All you need to do is sign up for an account, download the launcher, and you're all set. In the original game, Toontown Online, you had to pay for membership to discover the true potential of the game, else you're stuck with doing tasks in Toontown Central, which is about 3 to 4 hours long, maybe even shorter if you're speedrunning. So as a result, the fact that the game is free and doesn't give the players any temptation to pay real money not only makes the game better than the original, but also it shows that the developers remade the game as a passion towards the audience, not as a soulless cash grab. However, this game is not without its flaws, and the lack of updates that the game has can leave fans a little disappointed. The last major update that comes to mind for the game, which isn't Toonfest, is either the Doodles update or the Party update. And when it comes to bugs, there is a common bug with the gag shop, where the clerk on the left will say, "Need more time to think" when you enter. And if the player buys gags from this specific clerk, they'll be stuck. This bug has been around for months, and yet there still hasn't been a fix for it. Despite this, the developers do keep us updated on the bugs and fixes on their website, so the fans can be aware of these bugs and possibly avoid them if they can. In addition, there looks to be a plan in the future for the part of the map that is under the cloud, which is hopefully a big enough update to keep the fans satisfied for a short while. In terms of graphics, any improvements that have been made have been minimal, if there are any improvements at all. This is either a way to keep the classic nostalgia feel of the original Toontown, or is yet just another missed opportunity to improve the quality so that it keeps up with more modern games, and it gives the game a more modern feel. This can be left to opinion, as it is very dependent on what you ideally would want from the game. In terms of gameplay, Toontown Rewritten is almost identical to Toontown Online, with only the smallest changes being made to the game, such as running animations knocked back from the cogs, and the inclusion of a minimap. Compared to other remakes of Toontown, like Corporate Clash, this can feel very plain for the players. Alternatively, it could also be a positive for the players, as it may feel like more of a faithful remaster rather than a remake, and as a result, fans can play the game for nostalgia instead of simply playing a different game altogether. To conclude, Toontown Rewritten is more of a remaster of Toontown Online than it is a remake. Because of this, fans are perhaps expecting more from the game than they should, but the fact that the fans are being left disappointed because of this should not be ignored by the developers. Personally, I am completely for the idea that the game is a remaster, and the fact that the fans are kept aware is a great way to keep the community strong and active. Because of this, I would give Toontown Rewritten an 8 out of 10. Because it is far superior to the original, and it combines the classic feel of an online game with the community of a more modern online game. But the game is a hit or miss for most fans, so opinions will vary a lot, depending on what certain fans wish to have for the game. The future seems bright for Toontown Rewritten,